This episode is brought to you by Peloton. Break through the busiest time of year with the brand new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. With real-time guidance and endless ways to move, you can personalize your workouts and train with confidence, helping you reach your goals in less time. Let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
Welcome to episode 127 of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. Whew, that's a mouthful. This is Stephen Rothberg. I am the co-host of College Recruiter Job Search Site. I'm joined today.
Founder, not co-host.
Co-host? Yeah, fair. Thank you, Peter.
College Recruiter?
Founder of College Recruiter, co-host of the podcast,
There you go.
And somebody who has not had enough coffee yet this morning.
Clearly.
So there, we're good. Peter, my co-host, there, got that right. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Greetings from Las Vegas, where I was 2 weeks ago by the time this airs. And, it's good to see you. I'd rather be here than in Minneapolis or home in Orlando. It's just cold and actually brutally ugly in Minneapolis right now. But we're going to get right to it because we have two guests today. Chris Campbell, who is CEO of Reticular Media and consultant to Juju. And we have Kelly Gorfine, who actually lives in Orlando and is CEO of Horizon 2 Media and Juju. Juju is an aggregator. It was big and famous many years ago and was recently acquired. And we're going to talk about that. But more importantly, we're going to talk about where it's going. So thank you for joining us, both of you. I hope you're able to. Well, you're in Tucson, Chris. You can stay warm regardless. It's the two states of the weather in Tucson are warm and blazing hot. So give us the backstory on Juju, and you have exactly 30 seconds because we've now burned 2 minutes. I apologize.
Well, Juju was founded by you and Hayward after about a year and a half, 2 years. Brendan Crookshanks and myself joined the team. Initially, it was set up as an aggregator, a true aggregator, morphed into now, it's more of a job search engine, from a job search engine to a job board, and kind of leads us to where we are today.
So maybe tell the listeners what Horizon 2 Media is, why you were interested in acquiring Juju, and kind of what the timeline of that was.
Sure. So I was an early user of Juju, both as an advertiser and a publisher. So when Juju launched, I think I started working with the team, working with Chris specifically in 2008. So we have a really long relationship. It was always one of my go-to. Horizon specializes. We have My Job Mobile. Horizon is actually part of the Factua team, which also has Jobs Online. So we come from the job space. We also specialize in SMS marketing inside of the job space. And in keeping my relationship with Chris, keeping my relationship with Ewan, I saw an opportunity when Juju started kind of falling off the map because everyone had other priorities, that I didn't want to let a great brand die. And I had a lot of ideas for it. So decided to throw my hat in the ring.
Here we are. So now you have ownership. You bought it last fall, if I remember correctly.
Last April, yes.
Last April, okay. And plans to expand internationally, according to an article I read on aimgroup.com. So you have all of these great ideas. Tell us, and how long is it going to take you to get there? Another 3 months?
So the idea is, look, Juju is a great product, but it has older technology, and that doesn't work in today's world. Things need to be nimble, and we need to be able to make changes. There were a lot of things I loved about the site and a lot of things I didn't love about the site as an advertiser, as a publisher, and as a consumer. So we are doing a full technical rebuild. We're also going to do a little bit of a rebrand, give it a facelift, make it easier for employers, make it easier for advertisers to really utilize the site and the user base as well. So we are about 45 to 60 days away from doing the launch. And as you mentioned, when I initially spoke to Chris was my first call after I did the acquisition, and we both immediately agreed Canada and the UK. So that is Q2 of 2026. We will be moving into Canada and the UK.
Oh, that That is awesome. And I think some listeners will definitely know Chris. He's industry veteran, somehow acquired the LinkedIn URL, with, Indeed, which shows his background. He was one of the very, very early employees of Indeed. But Chris, maybe you can explain, we were talking very briefly in the green room about Reticular Media and its relationship to Juju and maybe also to Horizon Media. And so people can sort of see how you fit into this.
Sure. In particular, our core competencies is email. That's how we focus. 100% of the traffic that we deliver internally is through our own job alerts. We are working with Juju through the relaunch. We're going to be managing, handling all of their own internal job alerts, deliverability, making sure that they have the right candidates to set up the correct way and that side of the business. So, I mean, because it is important now for all job sites, as everyone here knows, to have the users re-engage. I mean, once you have a user come to the site, you do your SEO efforts, your SEM efforts, they're on the site, great, they read. But if they leave, well, you're missing opportunities. By establishing a solid email program, you're able to consistently re-engage with those users and make sure the content that they're looking for is in front and center.
So, Kelly, you buried the lead. You're going to expand into the UK and into Canada. But for the longer term, how do you run an aggregator to make sense and make money? I
So
presume that's your goal.
we are looking at it that we love the aggregator model, right? We all we know it well, and it's worked for several years, but things are changing. And as we are evolving, we do not want to be a simple aggregator. We are really utilizing SEO, driving first party traffic to the site. That is a heavy lean in on our end is the SEO efforts. We're also going back straight to direct employer relationships. So we're rebuilding that where we're not just going to be that middleman. While there's certainly a time and a place for it, and I respect everybody, the work that everyone's done to build aggregators, and there's room for another aggregator in the space, that's not enough for me. And I really feel that first party traffic, utilizing SEO, and really working with small and mid-sized employers to do the matching and using Reticular and Chris's expertise and using the email alerts gives a little bit of a more niche and more personalized product.
Hey, everybody, I'm Lori Rudiman. What are you doing? Working? Nah, you're listening to a podcast about work, and that barely counts. So while you're at it, check out my show, Punk Rock HR, now on the Work Defined Network. We chat with smart people about work, power, politics, and money. Are we succeeding? Are we fixing work? Probably not. Work still sucks, but tune in for some fun, a little nonsense, and a fresh take on how to fix work once and for all.
Kelly, I want to talk with you about AI. The 800-pound gorilla in the room for any job board recruitment marketplace, just about any kind of digital company. Best friend, worst enemy, both? How do you see it?
Yeah, both. So the great thing is I mentioned that Horizon and Juju, our parent company is Factua, and Factua is very heavy into AI. That is one of our core competencies. We have teams dedicated to it. So look, AI is a little scary. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of good and bad with it. Do I think it's going to knock out aggregators or knock out smaller job boards? No. I don't think it's really cornered and really figured out human behavior. And that is something that we all know. We know if you are applying for an administrative assistant job in Tulsa, what are you most likely to also be looking for? What type of employer? That is something that when you kind of do those general AI searches and you're looking through Claude and ChatGPT, they haven't nailed that yet. Do I think in 5 years it's going to be a larger elephant in the room? Sure. But in 5 years, we'll have surpassed it and figured out a way to offer a larger product and a more personalized product for users.
So, if you're going to a direct to employers model, are you going to be building a big sales force of dozens or hundreds or thousands?
Not thousands.
Kelly has a really, really good plan with AT&T.
Yes, I will be doing a lot of calls, just me sitting there. No, look, I think that the question that always everyone comes out is, do you want to be the next Indeed? No. Indeed does that really well. I don't need to compete with Indeed. They have that model. They have a brute force sales team that are phenomenal, and I respect that. We are going to be a more more user focused, smaller employer focused. I'm not going after your Fortune 500 company right now. I'm going after your company that's looking to hire 2 or 3 people and really want that personalized effort. We are building out a sales team. Juju will be expanding, will be growing over the next year. But I also say we have a 3-year plan. And what looks like now for our 3-year plan probably is going to change by the end of 2026 as things ebb and flow just naturally in the space. We've all been in this space a really long time. We have seen recruitment, we've seen job boards and aggregators change tremendously over the last 20 years. And so we want to be really nimble, but we are going to be building out our team.
That's interesting. Probably e-commerce is a big part of that. When you're dealing with people looking to hire 1 or 2 people, it's just not cost effective to have salespeople on the phone, maybe closing 1 out of 10, and you're upside down
Right.
very, very quickly. As the founder of a niche job board that does business internationally, one of the things that we've run across over and over and over again is this feeling from a lot of people, I think most people, that if you're going to be operating or serving candidates and employers in Canada, you need to have a Canadian presence, a physical presence, employees in Canada, operations in Canada. Same thing with the UK. We don't actually feel that way, but our model's a little bit different. We're kind of more aggregator than we are like dealing with local employers. As you're building out your team, especially on the sales side, are you looking to add employees in Canada, in the UK, and other markets as you go into them?
I think it makes sense, right? We know that in dealing with the UK, I have to have a compliance officer in the UK, and that makes complete sense. But as Chris and I were talking, as we're going to start reaching out and building there, I know the space in the United States very well. I
Mhm.
don't know the space in the UK. And I'm a big believer that you do what you know really well and you hire another person to do what they know really well. And so dealing with employers, dealing with consumers in the UK is different. Their behavior is different, their expectations are different. Even just your language is slightly different. And so I will have, as we expand, my goal is to have a salesperson in each market for North America, Canada, UK, and make sure we're really delving in there and not expecting people to do too many things at one time.
I'm just going to wrap it up, I think, by saying, you've got a brand that's been around for a long time, but obviously the world has changed a lot. You're changing it a lot, and we will keep an eye out and maybe do this again about a year from now to find out what has really happened with Juju.
Yeah, and see if that 800-pound gorilla is now 1,200 pounds.
It could be, but that's okay. I welcome the challenge. That's when we took Juju on, we knew it was going to be a project. I love Juju. I believe firmly in the brand. I have a great relationship with Chris. I think we make a dynamic team. So I've never been a little scared of a challenge. So I welcome this one.
I'm not surprised that you have a great relationship with Chris. He's definitely one of like the easiest people in the industry to get along with.
Agreed.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you
See
both.
you soon. See you soon, Stephen, in Budapest, and thank you all for joining us. And we'll check in, Kelly especially. I'll check in with you.
Great.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations
Sounds
on the
good. Thanks,
expansion,
guys.
Kelly. Thanks,
Thank you
Chris.
so much.